This morning, investors and American consumers are bracing for the fallout from President Trump's new taxes on imported goods.
Yeah, overnight stocks fell in Asia, and here at home, the Dow right now, the futures dropping more than 1,100 points. Some new tariffs have already kicked in, with foreign cars facing a 25% import tax starting today. ABC's Alice Barr joins us live from Washington with more on this big story. Hey, Alice.
Good morning, Dan and Aisha. And add into that picture that we're already hearing response from a lot of other countries that they are going to push back. They don't want to see this happen, but they say they're prepared to respond with their own tariffs. That could, of course, escalate this trade war even further. President Trump, though, is adamant that tariffs will help drive manufacturing and jobs back to the U.S. And with that aim in mind, he rolled out this long-anticipated reciprocal tariff plan, starting with a new minimum 10% tariff that's set to kick in over the weekend, but it gets much higher for dozens of countries hit with half the tax on foreign goods that the White House says they charge on U.S. exports. So it gets a little complicated because they're including things like currency manipulation. So it's not just kind of the raw numbers. We spoke to a small business owner, Adam Fazakerly, about the impact of this, because President Trump says if you want your tariff rate to be zero, then you should build your product right here in America. But this small business owner says it just doesn't work like that realistically for all products. And now he manufactures in China and Cambodia, some of the hardest hit, and he's facing just staggering new costs. Back to you.
Okay, Alice, thanks. Big story that'll no doubt, I'm sure, be the lead on the Today Show as well this morning.
Yeah, Ariana Maniz joining us this morning, our political reporter, to talk more about these tariffs. Ariana, really talking about the local impact to everyday people, things that we all have to buy and consume.
Well, Aisha, experts say buyers and sellers like you and I will soon feel those impacts of those tariffs soon enough as they stand to reshape the state's economy. Now, the Trump administration is really selling these tariffs and arguing that they stand to drive business back to the U.S. and that the revenue made from them will help strengthen the economy. Now, Georgia is one of the nation's top agriculture states, exporting crops like pecans and soybeans to countries like China. Experts that we spoke to say tariffs could have costly impacts on these industries, as international trade partners could impose tariffs on their own, making it harder for farmers here to sell their products. That could also lead to higher costs for consumers and also lower profits for sellers, which stands to lead to job losses. Take a listen.
I will guarantee you we will destroy more jobs in the United States than we'll create, because everybody's going to look and say, oh, well, you know, in Indiana, in a car factory hired 3 more people. Nobody is going to pay attention to the, let's say, the guy who was manufacturing scaffolding out of steel and aluminum who had to shut down because his input prices went up. Nobody's going to look at the fact that these tariffs are going to slow the growth in the economy and therefore create less jobs.
Now, for now, the impacts of these tariffs remain uncertain, but Georgia businesses say they are bracing for whatever potential impacts that we may see. Reporting live from Atlanta, I'm Ariana Maniz for 11 Alive. Back to you.